Hey guys, Amy here. Just wanted to let you know this is a crossover episode where we were very lucky to record with Corey and Carly from Surviving Sister Wives. However, they do have a new podcast called Surviving Reality where they're talking about things like Plathville. So I hope that you will scoot on over there, give them a follow, give them a like, listen to them. We had a blast recording with them. Just keep in mind, we do use filthy language as usual, and hope you enjoyed the show. Hey guys, talking Plathville today. Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Hello.
whoop, whoop.
Very excited. And there are 4 of us here.
Couple few.
There are
exciting.
4 of us here. I'm not used to seeing Corey and Carly separated.
Yes.
So was there a fight? Are you living in different locations?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the lease to run out here, and then yeah.
Is anyone taking pictures? That's what. Does anyone want to keep the pictures, or do we give a shit about
with
pictures?
you?
I think I have the digital copies, so you can have the physical copies.
Okay, there you go.
I think that's
Who
what it is.
cried during that scene?
It was okay. The last scene was sad.
It made me
Very
sad. It did not produce a tear. I had maybe a Robin moment where there was some scrunching
I
of
was
the face.
clawing at the
I was
corner.
sobbing.
But
Sobbing.
You sob at everything. No, it's incredibly sad. Watching how upset Ethan is heartbreaking.
It should be raising many more alarms for his family.
Yes.
No, they're
it's
not those
not.
kind of people. Emotions.
No.
Push
No.
them away.
Yeah.
Push
We
them
don't deal
down.
with them. Just
Barry's
pray
like,
it'll be fine.
depression is just a visitor. No, it's not.
No,
Mm-mm.
not for me.
Depression's real bad. Real bad.
It showed up at 13 and at 51 still hasn't left. So it's overstaying its welcome a little bit, but that's okay. It's okay. That's why we have drugs. It's fine.
So we're talking Welcome to Plathville, Season 6, Episode 5?
Yes.
Correct.
How do I
Where
get
do you get Rizz? How do you
How
get
do I
Rizz?
get Rizz?
How do
You're
I?
not getting any Barry. I don't care how hard you try. It's not happening.
Amanda, you know who has Rizz?
Oh,
Rizzo from Greece.
I hate you with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. Guys, she can't get through a fucking episode without mentioning Greece.
I thought you were going to say Rod.
That's what I
Amy.
thought. I was waiting for Rod
Well,
Blanchard.
Rod does as well.
waiting
Rod
for
has
Rod does as well. Yes, when
No,
he's
she's just
trolling.
trolling me now.
Mhm.
Who's trolling me? You're trolling me, Aim.
So I don't have the episode description. Does anyone amongst us have one?
I have one.
I think we do over here.
So
Awesome.
the
Nice.
TLC description, the official description is
Hit us.
Olivia returns to Minnesota to finalize the divorce, but Ethan struggles to accept the end of their marriage. Go figure. The Plaths navigate their new blended family with Kim's boyfriend. Micah contemplates settling down with his girlfriend, and Moriah enlists Kim's help with making a music video.
Oh, the highlight of the episode for me.
Oh, man.
Something special.
No, I'm not into it.
No.
I needed
No.
more of it. More time on that.
This is new music, though? Is it new? I mean,
It's not the fucking circus song. That's
It's
all I
not
know.
It's not the
Circus.
circus song.
No.
it's a different song. It's not something that we've seen on Spotify
No.
since 2023.
She's very, very slowly compiling an album.
She
Yes.
did make mention of an album, which that's
God help
pretty
us all.
brave. Yeah.
I got a little rewrite. Should we read that?
Yeah.
Please,
Yes,
yes, Carly,
let's hear
help,
it, please.
help us have the real description, please.
Micah continues to avoid being stuck at home with his faceless girlfriend. Barry discovers his supervillain persona, the Rizzler. Kim reveals her exotic dance moves at a dockside bar.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So I have a theory about Micah's girlfriend.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Oh, yeah.
So now we know that Moriah allegedly has left Florida under duress after a bad end to a breakup
Oh, that's
to a relationship. So I think that Moriah was involved with Veronica Peters, and they broke up, and
Ooh.
now Micah is dating her.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
still think she's in witness protection.
No, I think she's dating around the whole Plath family. She'll be with Barry next.
I think that would be like very progressive for
If he can
Moriah.
catch her.
He's training up his cardio. Yeah,
He is.
building that up.
We have a theory that he's a serial killer, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Cairo.
I think he has
He's
a
the
kill
Mr.
kit.
Chick Killer because that's the name of a restaurant in town.
Keep your co-eds close.
Yeah. It's dangerous there.
Yeah.
The walking human thumb is killing people.
Just wait till Moriah and Lydia get in college, and he has a reason to be on a campus.
He's got a pipeline now. Yeah.
Some Ted Bundy action right there.
Look out.
So we're going to break this up by location, and Corey and Carly, you guys are going to cover all the non-Olivia and Ethan Plaths, and Amanda will cover. So where are we starting? What happens first? I don't even know.
We open in Florida.
Yeah, we're somewhere in. Oh, you got the exact location.
Crawfordville, Florida.
I have been to Crawfordville, Florida a number of times.
Of course you have.
It's a real place.
Okay.
It exists. A friend of mine lived
1 to 10.
there.
What's the rating?
Oh, like 1.5. Like it's a real broke down, not shore town because it's like a 45 minutes from the beach, but it's not Tallahassee either. It's not good. It's not good.
Okay. All right.
Where did you hitch your boat when you were there?
Actually, we went to St. Mark's to go kayaking once. So that's where the boat would be.
You've hit all of the hot spots.
I know. It's really unsettling that I've been to these places.
Yeah, we're somewhere in Florida. We've got Kim taking the girls to Taekwondo class.
Well, technically, I think it was Micah who brought them down from.
Oh, he's doing the drop-offs. We don't even have Barry doing drop-offs.
Right.
No,
Barry,
they can't even be in the same zip code.
Barry's busy. He's a busy man.
Particularly if Ken is there.
Right.
Ken.
Especially when Ken's there. But the big part of this is that there are shoes that are missing. There are just children going to Taekwondo in Birkenstocks is what's happening.
Yes.
I'm impressed that their parents are buying them Birkenstocks.
Well, they're the generics. Like,
are they the generics?
It seems like a Kim buy, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
They hold up for a while. They're good on the boat. Do you think they got a good grip?
True. That is true. That is true.
I think it's
you
good
can catch your toe on something, though. You should have closed-toe shoes on a boat.
Closed toe. I think it's good for following fish around the country when they're on tour. I think that's what it's best for.
Yes.
Or being a 50-something-year-old woman who goes to a farmer's market, which is what I might be doing in about an hour and a half in my Birkenstock. So there we go.
I actually am starting to cut grass in mine because I had the flip-flop tan. So I have to switch it up.
I see.
Move those lines around.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, I'm on a zero turn.
Oh,
so
okay.
No chance.
We're not moving a lawnmower.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Away from the blades.
Yeah.
Yes.
The most surprising thing about this is Amber is a jack of all trades. She's taking Taekwondo. She is teaching line dancing and apparently also teaches gymnastics.
Yeah.
This
at 15.
Also,
I feel like she's got the most hope of any of these kids to get out and do something.
Didn't she say Kim was her best friend?
Well, she's 15. She doesn't know any better yet.
My mother was not my best friend when I was 15. My mother was my mortal enemy at 15.
That's true. My mother wasn't either.
Maybe she probably learned that if Kim isn't her best friend, then she's her mortal enemy. So
That's true.
She has to say that Kim is her best friend.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, I don't think she actually is, but Kim is very happy when she hears that she is.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
these kids are still very insulated. They're just going back and forth between Barry's house and the boat, and they're still learning remotely, right, from this homeschool thing. So,
I'm sure.
I don't think they're at the boat very often, guys.
I really
think this
don't.
is a big ruse.
Nope, me either.
To make it look like Kim has them, and I think they're like, I only go when they make me. I don't want to be there.
I think they spend time at Ken's.
Did you guys notice how uncomfortable Ken looked when Amber was learning how to kick somebody's ass?
Mm-hmm.
He's over there like, ugh.
Well, I thought it was, maybe we got them into Taekwondo to learn how to defend against Barry's attacks too. Because that's why Barry was like, self-defense is really important because there's other people like me that are out there in the world. So
they need to be able to protect themselves from the Mr. Chick Killer. It's
ward
fine.
this off. Yeah.
Right. Oh, bless.
The sad part, though, I think was when Micah was realizing the triplets. We just still don't know what to call them.
The little girls.
The girls. And so it's Micah's looking at what they're experiencing, where they're actually getting to go out into the world and take a class and do something, activities outside off the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And where would Micah be if he had started something at this age? Which
That's heartbreaking.
It's just great. Yeah. Well, that's like everybody who's watching the Olympics now too. Is
Right.
Right.
if I had started,
You
where
know.
would I be? I would have been competing for
Or-
gold.
I never have that thought. I'm never like, if I started gymnastics, I'd be in the Olympics. I'm like, if I started gymnastics, I would have cried and quit and hated it.
Right.
That's what would have happened.
Or if you're like me and you had a mother who once said to you, I'm really glad you were never good at anything.
Whoa.
Now, this is in reference to a friend of hers whose son was in the Olympics. So talking about how crazy that life is to get your kid to the Olympics. And she was grateful that wasn't our experience. But I'm really glad you were never good at anything.
Have I thought that about my kids playing soccer? Yes.
Yeah.
Have I voiced that to them? No.
No.
I'm just kind of like, I love that you guys enjoy soccer for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Fun,
keep it
just
fun.
for fun.
Recreation.
Yeah, let's keep
Social
there.
recreational sport.
Yeah.
But did you guys notice how there is this very subtle shift in the narrative now that has gone from Barry and Kim wouldn't let these kids do anything to Barry and Kim couldn't afford it
And we
because
weren't
they had so
able.
many kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
The narrative is being reframed now.
Mhm.
And the fact that she's like, well, I mean, I had 9 kids. I couldn't take kids everywhere. Well, then don't have 9 fucking kids.
yeah.
Like,
Barry had a good job.
yeah.
Their living
Yeah,
expenses were probably
Zero.
very, very low.
Yeah. It's not like they were paying
weren't
for cable.
spending- Right. And they weren't spending $45 on cheese every grocery store trip. So, like,
That felt
Sorry,
very
Amanda.
specific, Amy.
sorry, Amanda.
Say. It's fine.
Cheese, sugar, yeah, ice cream. It's our ice cream budget. That's what would blow it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to do it.
No.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, now it's not better or worse according to Kim. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's different now.
The little girls didn't grow up on the farm, and Micah had no opportunities to do anything. I mean, it was great. It's a trade-off.
Just
One,
a little-
same.
A little
Same.
tweak. Yeah.
A little tweak, yeah. I
Different.
hate this. Is this Amy when you were texting me last night going, I hate Kim, I hate Kim, I hate Kim?
Not
Was it-
yet.
Oh, not even there yet. Okay. Can't wait to see where we go then. Okay. Shall we move over to the boat?
Oh, the boat.
Yes, let's
Little St. Mark's time.
the RSS Mum Springer.
Yes.
Yes, they are. I've been calling it Scruffy the Tugboat. Do you remember those little kids' books? It's Scruffy the Tugboat.
I don't think
It doesn't
that's-
run,
that could be-
so-
That could also
Yeah.
be Ken's nickname.
He could be Scruffy the Tugboat.
A little bit.
He's a wholly unattractive human being. In like everything about him. It's not just what he looks like, it's what he sounds like. It's the horrific racism that comes out of his face if he's not on the show. Like, there's nothing redeeming about this man.
Oh, we have
Uh-oh.
not delved
I
into
didn't dig
his
into-
life outside of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
friends.
No, don't.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, it's not
Straight
even
up
like
racist.
Yeah. It's not even like, we can guess where he might be based on things he's saying. No, like he uses the N-word in his social media.
Mm.
Wow. And it's public?
It's usually
was.
it was
He's now
usually
taken it down.
directed as I'm sure you're not surprised at Michelle Obama a lot in the
Mhm.
Obamas. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm surprised the
Mhm.
TLC didn't catch that.
I
well,
don't think
did
took
they
it
do
down.
much
He took it down.
research?
it doesn't
They
stop
let
them.
Angela happen. I mean, at this point, these people have zero conscience.
No.
If they're letting Angela
we still
happen-
love you, TLC.
Yeah, we
Keep
still love
sending
you.
those screeners.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yikes.
So we're going
Okay,
to Kim
go ahead.
heading over to the boat, right?
Yes.
Well,
Yes. Yep.
Mariah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Moriah
Mariah.
heading over to Kim's
Visiting
boat.
Kim.
Yeah.
Is
Mommy
it-
and me time.
Right?
They're enjoying the boat together, is how Kim describes it. They get to spend some time and enjoy it. I don't know if anybody's enjoying it because Kim has to enlighten us with the fact that her power was out this morning because she almost burned down the marina.
Yeah, my husband is a carpenter, and he took one look at that plug. He was like, "Oh no, she's going to have an electrical fire." Yeah, he was overloaded.
You couldn't even tell that it was a plug. It was just
No.
a bunch of melted metal.
Melted, burnt wire. Yeah, just
Yeah.
It wasn't
cooked.
good.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Mhm.
Well, that's not going to stop them, though, because it seems like Kim invited her over just to get the tea on what happened while Moriah was in Minnesota.
Correct.
That seems
Let me
to
steal
be-
myself for this.
She doesn't actually care about her child. She just wants to keep track of the Olivia shit.
Yeah.
Because she's afraid Olivia's going to worm her way back into this family.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they're circling up with their Moscow Mule mugs with probably instant coffee because, again, power's out.
No
Or-
electricity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd like to note that this woman who was a teetotaler for so long has just a set of Moscow Mule mugs available at any time. I'm a professional drinker and I don't even have those. Like, what is happening?
I don't know. She is exclusively ready for a cocktail at any point in time.
Yeah. It's nuts. Who is she?
She is out for supply. That's what she's here for. That's different. It's different. Yeah, it's not so much an interest in what's going on in Moriah's life. Like we said, she wants the tea with the instant coffee.
And she gets
She wants her tea with a shot of vodka.
Yeah.
a little bit. She waited until Moriah turned around and she dumped a little in there.
Yeah.
A little Kahlua right in there. No one would know the difference.
So she finds out that Ethan's really struggling with the divorce, which I guess she could have assumed and perhaps reached out to him, but she's just going to sit on that information. She's not planning to do anything with it. She's going to wait till Ethan comes to her.
Yeah. Yeah. She's not going to reach out to him and be like, can I help you? Can we talk? My son, can I do anything for you? Nope. Let him come to her.
I'll figure it out.
It's just good to know for a fact from someone else that he is in fact miserable. That is good. It makes me feel better.
That's what every parent wants.
That's happening. Yeah.
God.
So Kim's sleeping easy now that she knows.
Well, she's enjoying the conversation until Moriah brings up that she met up with Olivia. And then there's just a look of horror over Kim's face.
The betrayal. And shock, too. I think Kim is legitimately surprised that this would even happen, that Olivia would be having a conversation with Moriah. She thought that they had made that abundantly clear that this was not the way to go. You don't bring things back up with Olivia.
Well, Corey, you say she's shocked. I say she is trying to squash down simmering rage.
Oh, yeah. It's not simmering that
he wants
hard.
to kill her.
The fact that this bitch says, we all experienced such hurt about dealing with Olivia.
Fuck
off, bitch. You treated this young woman garbage from the start.
They still don't get it. Everything is Olivia's fault. And they really believe that now that Olivia is gone from their lives,
everything was great.
That's it. Everything's better.
So don't try and mend that fence, Moriah, because you're going to let the monster back into this family.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia might marry Micah next. Who knows what's going to happen?
You're getting close. Yeah.
Veronica Peters may be Olivia. We don't know.
We don't know.
Either way. The fact that I think Kim is also galled that Mariah's like, I just wanted to own my part in what happened. Kim's like, what part? You didn't do anything wrong. It's all that bitch. Nothing. We've never done a thing wrong in this. Like, it's just so weird. Like, I would be proud of my kid if I saw them, kind of be messy and then come back and try to clean up the mess. Because we're all messy when we're 20 years old. Like,
it's scary. It's scary to see anybody take accountability because then Kim starts to think, oh no, don't think that that's going to happen with me. Like, don't expect that of me ever, please.
No, she doesn't have that in her being at all.
No. And if anyone ever doubted that the problem sat with Kim and that Kim truly believes that there is something inherently wrong with Olivia, whether it's that she's possessed by the devil or whatever she believes, I think it was clear in this moment.
The regrets that Moriah was talking about, where she was saying, well, I felt bad about how I reacted because I got angry and there were words that were exchanged. There was issues with how she addressed it. What should she have done instead? She should have done what Kim and Barry did, was just ignore, suppress, gloss over, and then things would have been fine because then she'd be in the same spot where Kimmy is right now.
And Kim's just happy. She's just so happy living on her boat, not living with Ken.
Amanda, this is where I was enraged.
Okay. This is what was sending you over the edge.
Because to watch, I'm not going to jump ahead. Go ahead, Carly. Take us through the rest of the scene and then I'll.
Well, so I was just going to say they really knocked it out of the park with handling the situation with Olivia and Ethan, didn't they? That should be the gold standard for how we handle interactions moving forward.
A masterclass in familial relations.
Just hands off. Hands off.
Yeah.
And she says that their philosophy on handling the situation was all based on ping pong. That Olivia would hit something over to them and they would just let it go. Just not respond, not throw anything back in her direction.
The only way to win is to not play the game.
Thank you, War Games.
Yes.
Which seems like a rewriting of history.
Very much so.
A little bit.
Of course. Yeah.
You think there might be some blind spots? So
They didn't take this Zen philosophy of being the pacifist in the situation until Olivia actually won. Until Olivia was like, you know what? Here's what you did. I'm talking about the credit card stuff, the big secret none of us wanted exposed. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it openly on camera. And suddenly Kim was like, maybe we should just be quiet. Like it was bizarre. It was bizarre.
And until they were cut out of Ethan and Olivia's life so they couldn't actually interact with them anymore, that's when it stopped.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
they didn't play when they had no exposure to them for years on end.
Right.
Shockingly.
Which is why people do those things when they have toxic family members.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is what gets me with Kim every time. Like, she is so easily redeemable if she would just take fucking accountability for what she has done. Because I feel like now she's kind of doing decent stuff. Like Moriah tears up and says, when I came to your house late at night, you sat up with me, you cried with me. You know what I mean? Thank you for that. Like, that's a good parenting move. Your kid shows up heartbroken at 4 a.m, you stay up with them, you cry with them, you talk them through it. But like, let's have some accountability for the past. And there's just none. It's Cody Brown level none.
None. But it's even worse than that, Amy, because Mariah's like, you've always been there for me because you were there for me that one time. No. Moriah, your mother was not there for you when she kicked you out of the house for wearing fucking shorts when you were 17 years old.
Not always. Yeah, not always.
Like, come on. It's so frustrating how little these kids expect of their parents. And when they give them just even a smidge of a crumb, they're like, you're the best parents I've ever met. Like, no.
I know.
They are so starving.
You know, it's kind of like if you grow up without a certain parent, like say you grew up without a dad and you always want a dad, and then a stepdad comes in and is decent and you're like, oh my God, I have a dad, daddy. Like this little crumb that Kim is giving her is filling the huge void that has always existed within her. So like, it's enough for right now. But I mean, she's going to be 45 in therapy someday. And she's
talking about her
like,
mom
from her houseboat, telehealth.
Scruffy the tugboat. We were talking about this last week, and we were saying, and I think this is even continues our theory, Amy, that the reason Moriah was so angry at Olivia is because she's actually angry at her mother, and Olivia filled that mother role for
Olivia's a safe place for her to put that anger.
Right. Because she can be mad at Olivia. Because Olivia's never going to be in the family again. She can't be mad at her mom. It's too dangerous for her to be mad at her mom. Emotionally dangerous for her and dangerous for her relationship with her mother. Because if she tried to yell at her mother would cut her right out. And she knows it.
And it's a bonding thing. There is that connection because that was the same way that Moriah felt that bond with Olivia was they had a common enemy in Kim by their definition. But then once that has turned now where Moriah is bonding with Kim over hating Olivia.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird broken way that's the only way that Moriah can bond is if she has a common enemy.
We need trauma therapy.
Well, a little bit. A lot of it.
These people all need trauma therapy. But this is sort of like Robin saying that she is the Brown family scapegoat, which she's not because she's the problem. Olivia truly is the Plath family scapegoat. Any problem, throw it on her, throw it on her, throw it on her.
I'm curious what you all think about Micah's girlfriend and if she is going to become the new scapegoat because this family can't exist without one.
Nope. No, she won't because she's got money. She's got a lot of money. And with Carrie and no.
Kim and Barry.
That speaks volumes.
It does. Except I think Mike is terrified of this woman. I don't think he's happy. I don't think he knows what to do.
Agreed.
I think he feels really stuck with her. And it's
And
terrifying
I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say he probably is of the same political side of them. You know what I mean? Like probably Veronica and her family probably share similar feelings and outlooks on the world. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so I think she might be a better fit in the family than Olivia was.
And we're thinking that Micah is at the sunk cost fallacy level of where he's at in the relationship, where they were kind of inching along in the relationship and it was one step at a time. And it was, oh, you have to move to Florida. Oh, you have to do this. Oh, you have to do that. And he's kind of gone along with all of that. And so now he's at that point where he's just going through the motions of what's the next thing. Oh, I guess it's marriage.
Right. And every time someone's like, how's things with your girlfriend? Because again, she's in witness protection. He's like, great. It's great. Everything's great. Great. Like, no, you're clearly not happy, dude. And you're 22. You don't have to be here.
He uses very negative terms whenever he describes their relationship. Like you were giving an example of that the other week. Like she pulled me down to Florida.
She pulled me down to Florida. She stole my heart. You know, it's these different.
She locked me down.
Tied. Yeah. It's all of the negative connotations where it's just you can feel the resentment that's already there. And it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, I agree. To put a bow though on the Kim and Moriah chat. I really enjoyed when Moriah said, you know, sometimes love isn't enough. I do think that Olivia did love Ethan, but sometimes love isn't enough. I really enjoyed watching Kim twist herself into a pretzel, trying to use that saying to both be against Olivia, but for her.
Right.
And she was doing some real gymnastics there.
Love is enough for moms and daughters, for family, for blood relatives, it is enough, but then not for other things. For marriage,
she was like taking the Barry stuff in because she's going like, well, you should be supporting your partner and you should be, you know, loving them no matter what and defending them. But then she's like, unless that person's wrong and spreading rumors about your mother. She's trying to like
as much as you can until you can't take it anymore. Maybe.
Right.
Good advice? I think it's good advice.
I just really want her to get on screen and be like, I hate Barry. I hate your dad. I hate everything about, like, I just want her to lose it on one of these kids. Not because I want them to bear it, because I just want to see her like melt down about how much she hates Barry.
We need her to publish her diary.
The diary.
Remember the diaries?
When she busted that out?
She has diaries? Wait a minute.
She read those on camera?
You have to go back a couple seasons. She whipped out some diaries that she's been keeping for years. And
that had to be like season 3 or 4.
It was for, okay, so yeah.
It wasn't last season.
The passages, I think, was that in defense of of hating Barry. It was when she left Barry. And so she was like, no, this has been a long-rooted thing.
Here's my journal from 12 years ago.
Here's my journal as evidence. And so she was reading
that fucking man.
about how much she was losing her mind and did not like.
And they're like, Kim, these journal, like the ink is still smearing. It's not even dry. Are you sure you wrote this 3 years ago?
Why is it the same pen from 12 years ago that you wrote last week with? What?
There are a bunch of empty pages in that journal. We had to fill them up.
Yeah.
This little smear of barbecue sauce still smells like barbecue sauce. What's going on here?
We needed a John Benet Ramsey handwriting analysis done here.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
God.
And then 17 differing opinions.
Right, yeah, of course.
Do we want to keep going with Kim and Moriah, or do we want to go back to Barry and Micah?
No, let's keep
wrap
going
up Kim
with
and Moriah.
Okay.
Kim and Moriah.
Yeah.
All right. So they changed locations. They're
Never
now
go to a second location.
Never go to the
Come
second
on.
location.
What are you
No,
doing?
they need to learn these things, especially spending as much time with Barry as they are.
Exactly.
They didn't watch Oprah in the 90s.
No.
But they wanted coffee. They needed coffee, so they went to a bar that's not open for breakfast.
Have we noticed the
We
fact
looked it
that
up.
like in every scene, Mariah's like, I need coffee. I need coffee. I have the coffee. Like, she's like the child who was never allowed to have sugar and then ate a chocolate bar and is like, all I'm doing is eating chocolate all day, every day, forever. She's still in her coffee period.
This is my identity now.
Right?
Yeah.
Her whole identity is coffee, which is better than her singing identity.
Well, thankfully, yeah, it would be easier to deal with. And I think Kim's doing the same thing, but she has to go to establishments that have high top tables and is bar adjacent, cocktail
That's how
adjacent.
we know.
No.
We
She
know
feels
that we're
comfortable
at a
there.
bar.
You know,
I think they needed more space, though, because they're here to start choreographing a dance for Mariah's next music video.
Devil in a Suit and Tie, which has not been released on Spotify as of. You
Amy's
have it?
here.
Oh, Amy's got it.
Oh boy, here we go. Love this.
Okay, this is Mariah's new song. What's it called, Amanda?
Devil in a Suit and Tie?
Devil in a
Is that what it
Suit and
was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be tough because it's not really a ballad, but it's going to be now. I met a boy
His name was Olivia. He grabbed my ass one day in a bar, and now he's terrible. He's trying to take all my money. I hate him, and I love my mom.
There you go.
Bravo.
Okay.
Now
Better
loop
than
it.
Mariah's song.
We'll loop it like 6-7 times. We'll make it 7 minutes long.
That's the story. That's what happened. He grabbed her ass in a bar. Now she loves her mom. I don't know.
Start to finish there. Yeah. It ends up being it's a cautionary tale.
It is?
how she's describing it.
Mm-hmm. She wants to save other people.
From the same dating experience that she had. I think it's just these continue to be monuments of their bad judge of character. That's all this is just.
And again, you're on a reality show, and this big thing happened to you, and you're not going to talk about it.
I cannot tell you how much that irks me.
Yeah.
Do not go on TV and not share what's going on in your life. This show is not going to
Micah's
continue.
concealing somebody's identity. Jesus Christ.
While he's living in their house.
Right.
So I think Carly has a lot of it's teen mom trauma. That's what's coming out here from that. I think that was a lot of pent up aggression from
about
that.
not talking about what's really going on in your life.
Exactly.
And I'm a memoirist, and this kind of shit drives me crazy because I've come across this a few times. Like, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to write the story of my life, but it's only going to be the highlights of things I've done well.
Right.
Like, it's not going to be, the times I'm screwing somebody up against a dumpster, outside a dark. Never mind.
That again felt very specific. Or it's not going to be the story of someone showing up at someone's house with a bag of food to make them dinner, and they don't know why you're there
after calling them 75 times. But anyway, these are things that you should be putting in the memoir, not just the highlights.
Buy Amy's book. It's all detailed there.
Also, how are we supposed to be invested in watching you create this song and this music video if we don't know the story behind it?
Like, I didn't like the circus song, but at least we understood where all of this was coming from. It's germane to the story, but I don't care about this.
You know what?
Dude.
For a better version of the circus song, listen to my rendition of it.
Yours is much better. Yeah,
because she's wearing leather and she's with her. She did me. I met a girl. Her name was
Well, I love
it's amazing how all of your songs begin. I met a. Their name was
and they're always in the wrong key. The singing is horrific.
It is. That's how Olivia is the muse of the Plath family, where everybody's artistic creation is all rooted in experiences with Olivia. Because that's what destroyed me was on the last episode was when Moriah was talking about, well, I wrote this song and it's doesn't really seem to apply to where I am now, but my songs are so few and far between. I can't not release this. I have to put out a song.
Taylor Swift spins up an album in 10 minutes. It takes Moriah 4 years to write one song and she can't let it go.
And the verse sounds the exact same as the last song that she just put
Hey,
out.
there's nothing wrong with that, Corey.
So I'm just saying.
She idolizes Taylor Swift. Her writing abilities.
Some might say she even sounds like her sometimes.
She's trying. Yeah, she's
and
trying.
by some we mean Amy Archer. Anyway.
Is this a non-Swiftie podcast?
No.
We're fine with Swiftie.
I'm not looking to attack.
No.
I'm looking for
Is this a safe space?
others to
It's a safe
commiserate
space.
with.
No, I like Taylor Swift's new album a lot, but I'm not a huge Swiftie or anything. But I was scrolling through TikTok and I heard a song and I thought it was Moriah, but it was an old Taylor Swift song. And I was like, I can't tell anybody this.
Except you've now said it on the podcast 4 times.
3 times.
Yeah, Moriah really sticks with the theme when she comes up with one. So I'm sure Devil in a Suit and Tie is going to be basically the entirety of the song.
Well, then we get Kim's creative juices flowing, I suppose, because there's
a lot of juices flowing over there.
It very quickly turns into kind of 50 Shades of Grey sexual fantasy for Kim.
Yeah. I didn't know that Kim had this in her.
Oh,
a
Kim's
lot of
dirty
moms
bird.
bought that book. A lot of moms.
I went to I went to
true.
go see that stupid movie with my best friend.
Mm.
It was entirely an audience of like 40-something-year-old women. That was it. Watching this, and I am cackling laughing because it is so bad. And the BDSM is so bad. And I am laughing, and everyone else is looking at me like, this is hot. And I'm like, is it? I mean, that's not a shade on BDSM. That's a shade on how terrible that story is.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
I will argue that is the movie that could have brought NC-17 ratings back, because Hollywood doesn't like to try different things. NC-17 movies, the first movie, I can go on rant about this for an hour, but
we've hit something in you.
I'll keep it brief.
Go for it.
I'll keep it brief. The first NC-17
I'm going to go on a poetry rant next, so you go ahead.
Okay. The first NC-17 movie that was released, it was Showgirls. Hollywood saw that. It came out
Jesse Spano.
with Jesse Spano.
Yep.
No caffeine pills, but equally crazy. There was a sex scene where she's basically having a seizure in a pool. But so NC-17 rating, they come out with the movie Showgirls. They push it. Nobody goes to see it. And so then Hollywood says, if you make an NC-17 rated movie, nobody will go and see it. Incorrect. They made a terrible movie that was rated NC-17. And so now nobody wants to do anything NC-17. 50 Shades of Grey could have done that, because that was the audience that wanted to see. If you're buying that book and you're reading that book, you would have gone to see the real stuff.
Some real banging.
Yeah.
So NC-17 is below R and above PG-13?
It's above R, below X.
Above R.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I would have went to see if it was X.
So
Just throwing that out there.
this is what I'm saying. See,
You would have
theaters,
laughed the whole time, though, because it's really bad.
reputable
really bad.
family theaters, they're not going to put an X-rated movie in there because that's yucky. So NC-17,
Yucky energy.
Yeah, big yucky energy. So it could have brought NC-17 back. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Would Kim have gone to see it if it was X-rated?
I feel like
In secret.
in secret.
Just like all the other things she used to do.
She would have pulled a Gypsy Rose, and she would have put on like her Snow White outfit and went in there.
And she would have ordered
and then banged somebody in the
a
bathroom.
giant Diet Coke. Yes, enjoyed her time there.
Before we move on from Devil in the Suit and Tie, as a poetry major, can I just say how pedestrian it is to put a bad guy in using the metaphor of a devil in a suit and tie?
See, that's
Just
what
be
I'm
more
saying.
creative.
And we know that Moriah is toying around with the idea of going to school for music. We were talking about this yesterday. I don't think she would have made it past the first semester.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's something that really resonates with Moriah. So she attached to that because it's an emotional outlet. It's a way to process emotions, and they have no other way to do that. So she has placed a lot of her identity into music, and it's not from a career path. It's one of those hobbies where it's like, this may be good for you, for your mental health, for a fun creative outlet. It's not something that you can financially support yourself with. It's something that you can do in your free time, and that it's fun to do. Great, that's awesome, but it's not really a career.
But it is also something that she would have zero access to if Olivia had not taken her under her wing and had opened up this world for her.
She didn't
Just
even
like
know.
Micah, who is now like, should I open a fence company or be a model in LA? He would not have had that second option were it not for Olivia.
All of their lives get worse when Olivia's gone.
We're tracking the trajectory and it's downward.
For all of them. It's bad.
All right, you ready to take us to the Rizz house, Carly?
Oh boy.
Yeah, let me
get
get back
there.
up to where we are.
Okay, I'm going to go on record and say that's a beautiful house.
That was a beautiful house. A little updating. It had great bones, as they say.
Yep.
They've been hiding this one from us. We saw it. We saw it a few seasons ago, but just from the outside.
No, I thought this was the one where they gave Ethan the boat. Remember that big, huge ship that they gave him as a gift?
Yeah,
that was
on. There's another boat.
That was on the. Oh, I forgot that too. I didn't even make that connection until now. It was the big model ship that then he tried to figure out, where the hell am I going to put this thing in his house?
Where is that?
The boat? I don't know if
who ended up with custody of it.
He probably sold it.
Also, I think this was the house that they used to send Lydia to go clean all the time after they did Airbnb.
We know what this house is used for, Barry. We know. There's a lot of padlocks as he's walking through the hallway on different doors.
There's a John Wayne Gacy crawl space under here.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of room under here under the
Random
foundation.
clown suit just hanging in a closet. We don't ask questions about it. We just go about it.
Nope. Lots of worn out running shoes hanging on nails.
Just let it go.
If he's trying to sell it, he's going to walk somebody through and be like, yeah, it's got good bones. And just stare ominously. Good bones. Real good bones.
What struck me about this is that once again, Micah is not in Florida with his girlfriend.
Nope.
He is here in Cairo. He's been to Florida to Cairo back and forth. We've been in Florida one time with his girlfriend.
I think so. Yeah, at the beginning of the season. I think it's just because he would have nothing else to film because
She can't be on the camera.
we saw how bad the crew did with hiding her face in the first episode. So we cannot expect them to do this on a consistent basis throughout the season. So I think it's probably just so that they can film. What I was surprised with was finding a handle of Tito's on the kitchen counter with
Some club soda.
some club soda right next to it. So
And
Kim's
some
been
Murphy's
here.
right
Kim
next
had
to
to
that.
be. Yeah, Kim had to be here. She was cooking, right?
Maybe this was one of her residences pre-boat.
Maybe
You
she
think?
maybe she bounced there after Grady's Central Dance Studio went.
Yeah.
That was a cool apartment, though. I have
It
to say
was.
that
It was really
apartment
cool.
above the dance studio. Like if I were like a young woman, like starting out, that would be an awesome apartment to live in.
Kim,
Like
Yeah.
Kim, except without 9 children behind me.
wearing your best skirt.
And why can't this woman wear shoes that fit? None of her shoes fit. We made a shot at them. I think the production company wants us to know her shoes don't fit because she I don't know. It drives me crazy. She slides
She's
all
always
over
got
the place.
some slip-ons, right?
Yeah, but they don't
Well,
fit. Like her feet just aren't fully in them. It's not good.
Well, we've seen how she views feet anatomically when she was drawing that sketch for Lydia in the earlier seasons. And
Draw me like one of your French girls.
claw.
Well, so Kim and Barry are apparently not making any progress on this divorce. They're still in limbo. There's paperwork. It hasn't been signed yet. I want to know more about the drama behind that.
I have said these two are the pettiest bitches. I told Amanda they would be the couple in court dividing their Beanie Babies.
Mhm.
Like they are. It's gonna come down to
A
the
marker.
forks and spoons. It is real bad.
But I feel like Barry's name is on a lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
so that's where
She wants half of everything. And
she
he's like,
wants
oh,
half
hell
of
no.
everything. Yeah. So this is going to be.
She wants 5/8 of everything. Is that more than half? Yes.
Yeah.
She wants 5/8 of everything.
Look at you, math girl.
To be fair,
Okay.
they have so many properties, but
Yeah.
we're living on a boat.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
She's
not
locked
living
out.
She lives
there.
with Ken.
She's
she lives with Ken.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
borrowing
She's-
this
yeah.
boat from her friend. She's living with Ken.
Mhm.
Definitely, especially after we lost electricity.
Can you imagine sleeping on a boat in Florida without electricity?
No.
Well, I was gonna say-
hell no.
I was going to say it's easier to sleep on the boat at night than it is with all the burning crosses in Ken's front yard, though, I guess. That would keep you up at
point.
night.
God.
Maybe she's just really sensitive to light, Corey, and she can't have those flames outside the window. It keeps her from sleeping. What are you
It's
gonna
rough.
do?
Mhm.
It's tough.
He's got to be careful. Isn't that a log cabin? I don't know why I think he lives in a log cabin.
Carly's
Oh.
convinced that Ken lives in a log cabin.
I don't think it's a log cabin, but it was very woodified. Like everything was like a dark wood, which is
thought
not
it
what a
was
house
as
in
Matt-
Florida should
I
look
thought
like.
it was as Matt Marr says a trailer home.
It might have been a
Oh,
trailer home.
Okay.
It's distinctly
Might have been.
possible.
Looked like a lot of lacquer. A lot of lacquer on the wood.
Okay.
Very flammable, which
Yeah.
is dangerous with all the alcohol that Kim keeps around.
Exactly.
It's a tinderbox, is what it is.
Yes.
So now we got to talk about dating because Barry is, I guess, at some point going to approach being single. Hasn't really happened for him yet. Looks like he's not going to date until they actually sign divorce papers, or so he tells us.
I appreciated that dig. Like, I'm not doing that until like everything's settled. Because who would
Only
do that? Only a
sluts do
whore. Like your mother. Jesus.
But then we learn a little bit about Micah's relationship and the origin story for that with his faceless girlfriend and the fencing landscaping company that he's working on the rise. The relationship, though, started, should we call it a courtship? Is that what it was? It
Sure, we'll
started,
go with that.
started over the phone, much like Ethan and Olivia.
Sounded familiar.
Sounds
Where he
familiar.
thinks they know so much about one another because they talked for so long.
A couple of months, Carly. A couple of months.
That's a lifetime.
Details. That's a lifetime for these people.
First question. How do you feel about gay weddings? First question. If she passes that, he'll continue.
Hate them. Okay, great. I want to know more about you.
I actually think Micah is more progressive and liberal than
I think so,
the
too.
others.
I do too. I just
Yeah.
think he stays quiet about it.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I hope he is, but
But Barry has to warn marriage is coming.
Like
Barry's
winter.
warning him. He's saying, Micah, if you're getting close
You got
to a young lady friend, crazy's coming.
this kid is like, how old is Micah? He's like
22.
20. No, marriage is not fucking coming.
No, don't do it.
Barry's like, lock that real estate princess down. Lock her down. No prenup. Lock it down.
Yes.
She's got huge tracts of land.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Did that work out for Kim and Barry?
Not
Did it work out for Ethan and Olivia?
Did it work out for anybody yet?
Not
No.
yet.
No.
Not yet.
Nope.
Does this maybe lend credence to Kim's claims that a lot of this stuff came from Barry? Or is it just that Kim has changed her mind on a lot of things just to win favor with the kids again?
I think Kim has changed her mind on a lot of things, and I think it has nothing to do with winning favor with the kids. I think it's because she wants to have some fucking fun, and she didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
And she had like a
Kim-
taste of it in college when she was like, let's not forget, in college, a sorority girl, but heaven forbid her children have access to an education. Don't want to do that. Don't need any
I
of that
think
book
it's
learning.
just whatever Kim wants is what everyone else has to do.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think it's as simple as that. Like she is the head. And what did Ethan say?
The neck
Barry's
that
the
moves
head.
the head.
She's the neck.
She's the neck that
moves the
turns the
head.
head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's about justifying her own behavior.
At any moment.
Mm-hmm.
What I would not give to meet Hosanna. I want to know everything about
She's in the highest.
She's in the
Mhm.
highest. She's out. She wants nothing to do with this. She will not show up on the show. As far as we know, she's also like a quiverful fundy.
She's a trad wife.
She is
She's
a
just
trad
over
wife,
there.
but I still want to meet this woman.
Yeah.
We've had this whole
Didn't she have
show.
a full scholarship somewhere and had turned down because she didn't need book learning?
Yeah,
Yep.
she had a full music scholarship somewhere, and Kim's like, you don't need that. Just go get
To, like,
married.
A good place. I
Mhm.
forget where it was, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a real place. But nope,
Mhm.
don't need that. Don't need learning. Nope. But Barry needs Rizz.
Yes, he does.
Anything else from this conversation worth revisiting?
What would Barry's dating profile look like?
Oh,
It wasn't good.
And Amy,
Oh.
would he be on Tinder or Grindr?
No, I think both.
For different reasons.
Would he confuse them? He probably would mix that up too.
Mhm.
Constantly.
I think Barry, I don't know. He did say he wants someone young that can outrun him.
He wants someone who's physically fit and can do athletic things with him. Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He likes a challenge.
Yeah. He does like
He
a
brings
challenge.
some woman in and like conditions her to like her highest level, then tries to kill her, but like has done it so it would be all challenging for
Allegedly,
him.
allegedly.
The most
Allegedly.
dangerous game.
Right, exactly. Exactly. He preps her and then sends her out and sees what happens.
This conversation, though, between these two men was so weird. Like, oh, let's go sit in a guest bedroom, and we're going to sit knee to knee on these chairs.
As
That's
people
gonna be
do.
awkward. Yeah, we're going to talk about people blowing up Micah's DMs to get on a date with Barry. I feel like that might be one person. Amanda, have you been on your DMs lately?
Well, I have DM'd Olivia. That's the only person on this show I've
Okay.
actually DM'd.
Okay.
She didn't
All right.
respond, but I just told her I was proud of her and I think she's doing great things. It was very supportive.
Okay.
So I'm
All
proud
right.
of her. I think she's
That's
extraordinary.
But what I walked away from this conversation is Barry has no emotional intelligence and can't say to Micah, please don't repeat the mistakes that I have made.
Mhm.
And take your time and live your life. But no, we have to joke about Rizz. And I love when Barry asks, like Barry will ask these deep questions, seemingly deep questions, and these kids will give an answer. No follow-up. No
Nope.
follow-up. Not like, oh, why do you say that? Or, why do you feel that way about marriage, Micah? Like, no follow-up. Just, oh, yeah, you think marriage sucks? Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that was like after Ethan's song
Right.
in the other episode where he was like, "We think you're a winner."
But you're a winner with us now.
Yeah.
Because
He's like, I want to drive off a cliff. And he's like, that sounded lovely.
Good job, Ethan.
Wow.
Good
Is that
job.
the key of D? What was going on?
Very
That song would
creative.
make Johnny Cash depressed. That's how bad it was. Not good.
So we're wrapped up with the Plaths, right?
I think
Yeah.
so
Okay,
now
Amanda, you want to take us to
we are
Victoria?
off to Victoria, Minnesota. And we're back in what I'm referring to as the apartment of broken dreams. And Moriah and Lydia are going to come over because Ethan loves having his family come visit him. So these two jokers come in. And of course, we have to talk about coffee again. Because that is
Talk
Moriah's
about
whole
what is-
personality.
We need to talk about what is wrong with Moriah. Seriously.
Okay, well, go
Like,
ahead.
She talks like this. Like she's got this voice. Like I don't know what's going on with her voice. It has seemed to, ironically, have decreased in the past couple of years.
Mhm.
She has no voice left. She always seems like she's a mess.
Yeah.
Like was she wickedly hungover? Because that's the appearance I had. Like I was like,
Oh.
oh, she's just hanging over. You
Yeah,
know,
that
whatever.
could
She
be.
needs
Yeah.
to eat Burger King.
Yeah,
was
she
wondering
needs a McDonald's fountain Coke.
2
That'll
cc's
fix
of
you
Burger
right up,
King
girl.
stat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the voice thing is like being pulled back into like the fundy world. Where
That's
you
what
have
I'm
to be
thinking.
a
To keep
quiet
sweet.
Yep.
woman.
Yeah.
Where they literally take your voice from you.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
But she's like, hi, Ethan. How are you? It's weird.
Everything
weird.
is her.
Mm.
I'm worried about her.
I'm worried about her too because I don't hate Moriah.
No,
I don't.
I'm worried about her based on her fashion choices. What
Mm.
was with the floral gaucho pants?
I mean, it's better than the don't tell mom the babysitter's dead business attire. I don't know what's happening there.
I'm actually like legit worried about her. Like in her talking heads, she
Mhm.
seems
Me too.
completely vacant. Her eyes are
Mhm.
dead. Her voice is getting smaller. She gets skinnier and skinnier and skinnier
Mhm.
all the time. I don't think she's well.
And her lips get bigger.
The lips. Is her head getting smaller, but the lips are staying the same size? Or are the lips getting bigger?
She's shrinking into her lips.
I don't know.
At some point, she'll just become like that little mouth. That's just the mouth. That's it.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show mouth.
Exactly. Like those wax lips will be all her faces.
She's like aging rapidly too. Like
Mhm.
her
Yeah.
skin, just everything. I don't know what's going on with her, but it's not good. She's still
not
very
well.
young.
Mhm.
And
She's
21.
very young. She's
Yeah.
21.
yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like we've made much progress in the right direction.
Well, and then she had to show us, I spilled coffee on myself because, again,
my whole
coffee's the
personality.
identity. Yeah.
Right.
So she had spilled coffee on her, and I was expecting Ethan to be like, did Olivia throw coffee on you?
That bitch ruined it for you.
Is that,
Mhm.
is
But I
that
like
what
how she's
happened?
like, do you have a shirt I could wear? She just puts his shirt on over her stained shirt. Versus like, my thought would be, give me one of your t-shirts. I'll put some stain stick on that shit and take it home with me. But no, I don't get that.
You think Ethan has stain stick in
He
his
might be
apartment?
left over from Olivia.
He hasn't bought anything except bourbon in the last month.
Yeah.
Bourbon and tears.
Bourbon and tears. Also, I love how this always happens. We have to come up with a reason for someone to leave so that we can have a conversation without that person. So we
Mhm.
have to send
Mhm.
Lydia to go get more coffee because heavens to Murgatroyd, we don't have enough coffee.
Well, Lydia can't talk about negative emotions either. So she's
No.
like, you guys are
She
going
just has to go straight back to the prayer closet.
I'm going to go out.
You don't
yeah.
want Lydia weighing in on this.
Mm-mm.
No.
They talk about if they were magicians, what magic power would they want? And
No. I'm going to stop you right there. Amanda, we're going to reenact this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'll be Ethan. You be Moriah.
Okay.
Hey, wait, who started the joke? I forget. Was it him or her?
I think it was him.
No, I think it
It
was
was
her.
her?
It was
Okay.
her. Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, maybe I should just be a magician and disappear or something.
No, that's not how it went. Corey, Carly, can any of you step in here?
I'm apparently failing. I don't know what you want from me.
I think the only note that I had was Moriah presents her next career opportunity, magician.
I'm gonna do the scene myself. I'll do it live.
Hey,
Here.
fine.
Just whisper when you do Mariah's
Just
part.
whisper. Yeah, we'll know
Okay.
from the
Moriah
volume.
comes in. She's like, so I have this joke. So I thought about making myself a magician. Do you know why? And Ethan goes, "'Cause you want to disappear."
That's his
She's
thing.
like, no, it was something with the bunny, but okay. Like, he just took it to a different level.
Yeah, I'm like, he wants to disappear.
Teed him up. See, Amanda, let me give you a note on your
I'm
performance.
sorry.
She teed him up for something positive,
Right.
and he went Johnny Cash.
Well,
He went
it's it's you have to be careful telling your depressed friends jokes because sometimes it's going to be a different punchline that you weren't expecting.
You're anticipating.
Yes.
It's just different. That's all.
So Moriah says she wants to support Ethan as much as he supports her because he gives great advice. Okay. I have yet to see that happen, but okay.
Okay.
It's just whatever residual advice is left over from what he's had from Olivia.
From Olivia's.
And so now it's coming from Ethan, though. It's not coming from Olivia. So that's why Moriah's like, it's really, really good advice.
Marked safe from Olivia.
Right. Maybe what's actually happening is she's just in her brain replaced every positive experience she had with Olivia with Ethan. That's just Ethan, no Olivia.
Okay.
So maybe that's why it works. But Moriah talks about meeting with Olivia and it went well. And he's like, good, sounds good. I want to die. Why is this happening?
Sounds good. How'd she look? What'd she smell like?
He's happy Moriah did what she needed to do and got it off her chest. And he says that they're going to go through the apartment and clean that out. And that's not bad at all. As someone who has sat there and watched their ex-husband move out of their house,
I've done this.
It ain't good. It's not a fun experience at all. Even when you want the divorce, it's not fun.
Yep. No, it's not fun.
And I wish we got to meet Hosanna at least once. And Ethan's dreading talking to Olivia, but Olivia comes over because she still has her own keys because she's still on the lease. This is still her apartment. And she's packing up and getting started without him. And she feels like the wounds just keep getting reopened, which they do. Like these two really just need to not see each other at all and just be done because it's bad. It's bad for him.
At the end of the episode, they kind of realized that because we see less and less of them together because they can't be in the same room.
No.
Then we get the black screen of death. So yeah, they're definitely not
for
together.
the closer. Yeah. But I believe that Ethan is just absolutely convinced that he is going to stop being depressed about this after he moves out of this apartment. Because even when he was talking to Moriah about it a little bit, he was saying, it's really hard to be here because this was our place together, me and Olivia. And once I pack up all this stuff and get out of here, I'm not going to be surrounded by all of these reminders all the time. I don't think he's ready.
No.
Maybe take the pictures of her that are framed off the wall.
Off the wall.
Take them down.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little weird? Maybe we don't need like that much of a reminder of what it was like here before.
He still thinks she's coming home.
Well, don't forget, there's a third person on this lease, and it's depression. Depression is not a visitor; he's a roommate.
He's a roommate here. It's this poor kid.
Poor kid. He's just completely convinced himself that Olivia will come back. This is just what we do.
Right.
This is the fight. This is just a longer break than what it's been usually, and eventually she'll come home.
I did find it interesting that she's like, he's expecting me to come home like I always did. How many?
Thank you. We got new
ever
information there. Yep, we got new information.
How many of these potentially relationship extinction conversations have we had that we've come back from? Because we've not seen them.
She says that. She says, like, how many times have you told me it was over? Now I'm taking you on face value.
Yep.
Well, that's
like,
exhausting, too, is to constantly be in a relationship where somebody's always threatening to leave or threatening that it's the end of the relationship. It's just exhausting.
Well, remember they had that breakup where she moved out for a period of time?
Yes.
And so they were actually like separated, living in different places, and then they got back together again.
Yeah.
So I think he thinks that that's just what's happening here.
And I think he still looks at this apartment as their new start. Like they had the time in Europe. They came back away from Cairo. We're just going to figure this out on our own. We're going to be near my grandparents who like you and me together. So that'll be supportive versus my parents who would stick a dagger in my face if that meant I didn't have to be married to you anymore. That would be great.
Yeah, we're across the country from the Mr. Chick Killer.
Right. So what could go wrong? Except wherever you go, there you are. Like
the Cody Brown, Mary Brown new start in Flagstaff.
Exactly. Wherever you go, there you are. They're still together and you're still not good together. And Olivia is growing and rejecting the cult she grew up in, and he doesn't want to do that. It's not good.
But this is where it's, for Ethan kind of gets combative with Olivia, where he's like, why is this so easy for you? And he's getting
she's been processing this for months ahead of time.
Years. She has coping skills and you don't.
And she's gone to a therapist. It's real clear. She's
Yeah.
working on this. And I don't think it's easy for her. I think that's really cruel to say, this looks easy for you. She's crying going through these things. She's talking about looking at the pictures of them as newlywed. I mean, the montage of their wedding and stuff. That was heartbreaking.
Okay.
Go
Are
for
you
it.
going to talk about the car, the montage of the car where he has
boy.
the beard again?
Oh.
Yes.
And the hat, which was peak Ethan for me.
Amy's gone on
And
a
I
journey.
had to excuse myself into an interior room when I saw that clip. 'Cause-
But the
I've
story
been
of
on a
him
journey.
selling his car to get, I mean, it was like,
okay.
this is a whole gift of the
okay.
Magi situation happening.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to tell everyone right now, and you're welcome for this. Go to YouTube and Google My Dad Chevy to see the most heartwarming, cry-worthy video you will ever see in your life. A bunch of adult children buy their dad's old Chevy for him back again when he's like a grandpa, and they're in the park and he hears the engine revving.
Oh my
And he's
God.
like, that sounds like my, I don't know what he had, right? That sounds like my old Nova or whatever it is. And then he turns around, he's like, oh my God, it's my car. Starts bawling. It is the most heartwarming commercial you will ever see in your life for Chevy.
So it's
I'm just
better
gonna
than
put
My
that out
Strange Addiction where there was the guy that was fucking his car. It's better than
that's
that.
better. But I have tried to do this for my husband. He had a 1971 Chevelle when he was younger, and I have tried to find this car to buy it back for him, and I can't find it. So this means something to me. I like this.
Was it more or less moving than Ace buying Cody's car?
Not more, not better, not worse, just different. Just different.
Just different. So watch My Dad Chevy. End of story.
Okay. There we go. But
But they were in love, and it made me cry.
they were in love. They really were in love. And I liked how she said, if I could go back and say something to these kids, I wouldn't say anything.
I like
Because
that too.
it was all worth it. All the growth was worth
Mhm.
it. She
Yep.
said the thing that I said many times through both of my divorces, because I'm a 2-time loser at that. But now I'm winning. I'm now winning. I'm in a great marriage.
winning.
Now,
You're winning.
third time's
You're
the
a winner
charm.
with us now.
Thanks, Corey. But what I think was really profound, and I think it's true, is that realization you have after a breakup where you're like, being alone is less lonely than being in a marriage with somebody that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And I think Ethan will
Mhm.
realize that one day, once he can truly disconnect and come out of his depression, maybe with some help of, I don't know, a little Zoloft, maybe that might help him out a little bit.
Something tells me he'd be anti-medication.
Oh, I'm sure he's real anti-medication, but our boyfriend could use it.
Yes.
Big time. Big
Yes.
time.
He was. I fell in love with the potential of Ethan. He was so close.
He was
He
close.
was on the precipice of being cool,
Yeah.
and then he just let me down.
He
We
just went
need
back
someone to drop a few pills in his morning coffee.
on a regular basis.
Maybe we
It
just
would be good
let
for
him
him.
know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It'd be like my stepson. We just put the pills in his applesauce and he knows it's happening. He's 16 years old. He knows it's happening. He just can't swallow pills. So that's how it happens. But
Oh, I know that life.
and
yeah.
Yeah.
and Ethan at one point says it is chilling how Olivia can just discard people.
That I thought was interesting too. Do you want the pictures
That
now?
angered me. That
yes,
angered me.
that was a really
Shitty
shitty thing to say, knowing the situation with her family.
Yeah, and that he tied it to her family, and
Right.
it was like, it is a strength to be able to draw boundaries with abusive people in your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not a weakness.
And it's his victimhood. It's like, if she could do that to her family, I don't have a chance here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you don't have a chance because you're not a healthy person for her to have in her life. Like, I'm friends with my first husband because we have a healthy relationship. We just didn't have a great marriage, but we're good friends. It can happen, but she can't have him in her life. It's not healthy for her.
For Ethan to argue where she was like, well, we didn't have a healthy relationship. And he's like, well, it could have been. Okay. It could, what are we arguing about then? Yeah, we could have had a healthy relationship if you respected me as a person and as an autonomous human being with my own thoughts and opinions. But that's not what you wanted out of this.
Again, it's that system that works for him and not for her.
That was a great line when she said that.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not going back to something that is set up to disadvantage me.
And she also says in this episode, like, when she's talking about being lonely in the marriage, she said, and it was so heartbreaking to know that someone doesn't love you for who you're becoming.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That was really, she's got some good ones.
She
Oh,
does.
yeah.
It's like
a
she's
smart
been in
cookie.
therapy. Mhm, mhm.
It's like she's thought through this a lot and understands exactly what happened in the situation, unlike someone else.
It's like she's
It's like
introspective.
she's been processing this for 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's also like the very Cody Brown-esque thing about this situation with Ethan is almost like he thinks it just suddenly came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Like Christine.
Yes, even though this built over years where they were having more and more issues with people outside their marriage that were affecting their marriage and they got away from it. And then the issue became what was happening just between the two of them. But he won't acknowledge any of that. It's like she just suddenly decided that she wanted to leave one day. She could have just agreed to these very simple things and we could have moved on together.
Yeah, and I think Amanda and I talked about this. Like, I think that he was pulled into the manosphere. I think that, and Cody admitted that, remember on camera, that he started looking on the internet for, ways to get over his divorce or why women hurt men or whatever.
4chan.
Right in the incel community. And Ethan, I think, went on a similar journey. And I think that's why he laid those hard lines down. While he was like, we got to do X, Y, Z. And
you got to be religious. We got to homeschool our kids. And if one's queer, they're out.
Yeah. Then he shaved the beard. Biggest crime of all. He looks 10.
He looks like a child. He really does.
Yeah. He's also on a journey this season with his face changing. What is happening with all of them?
I think maybe it is. It's just a part of the aging process here. They're hitting their mid-20s. Your face kind of rearranges a little bit, right? Isn't that pretty normal?
I don't know. I think it's a little alcohol induced. But
I don't think these kids are not okay. And they have
They're
zero tools to help them. And their parents are like, oh, great, you're back. Awesome.
That's another thing we talked about last episode is Kim sees this as a measure of success that her children have all come home broken with their tail between them.
Right.
Badge of honor.
Well, that turned great.
Right.
So I'm going to do it to the little ones.
But, let's not talk about Mercy, how she's dressing, because she does sort of look like that whore, my daughter Moriah, that I kicked out of the house at 17.
I wouldn't wish that comparison on anyone. So
right.
please don't. Please
don't want to say anyone's like Moriah.
But Mariah's been broken. So, fine. It works out in the end.
She's talking quieter now. Yeah, it's working out.
That's our show, kids.
That's our show.
That's our show.
Do we have next time on?
No, there was no next time on.
Oh, no, we've got it. We've got it. There.
It wasn't on. I didn't have it on the screener.
Did we see a next time on? We have the description for the next
hit us with the description.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The Plath family comes together to run the Spartan race, but things get muddy when their family bonding turns competitive. Post-divorce, Olivia and Ethan take time to rediscover themselves. Micah's mystery girlfriend leaves everyone stunned.
Dun, dun, dun.
So she rips off the mask, the Scooby-Doo mask.
And is Olivia.
She is Olivia.
The whole time.
What do you all think about the future of this show?
This is it. This has to be the last season.
I think this is it.
Right? Now that we've lost the dynamic between Olivia and Ethan, and nobody wants to be honest about the other things going on in their lives. How do we have another season of this?
I don't think we can.
I don't think
we
so
can
either.
Because the show started with the conflict of Ethan and Olivia.
Right.
And I think now we're going to end now that conflict is done because they are done.
I think unless there's conflict between Micah and his girlfriend.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about.
What are we going to talk about? Right.
Because how do you go straight from Ethan signed the divorce papers the following day as a title card, which we didn't even get on camera, even though the last 3 episodes we've been building to that scene.
And they're still not divorced because they screwed up the paperwork. So they have to redo it all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure Ethan didn't read it.
Sorry, what?
I'm sure he just...
they're still not divorced.
Our friend Mary Payne interviewed Olivia, and Olivia said they're still not divorced. They screwed up the paperwork because they were trying to do it themselves. So she's like, I think we need to get a lawyer.
See, this is why you handle professionals. Why you hire professionals to handle these things.
Yeah.
I also handle some professionals.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, this would have been like
PFAs.
This would have been an hour of an attorney's time. You walk in there and you say, I just need the paperwork drawn up for this. We've agreed. We're good. Please just write it and submit it for us.
Wow, that was a very 90-day fiance situation when people fuck up the paperwork because they do it themselves.
Can't you
That happened in my first divorce, by the way. And my ex-husband was an attorney.
You still go on, LegalZoom? There's websites that can probably get you divorced now. Just if you go over to Barry's original job, Ask Jeeves as the search engine, and then type that in, he'll probably be able to come up with some responses for you. Suggestions, at least.
Ask Jeeves. There's a strange man outside my college dorm room all the time. Oh, just let him in. He's fine.
He is the guy on Ask
He
Jeeves.
is the guy.
He's Jeeves.
Very good. Yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes, he is. Yes,
That's
he
brutal.
is. But I do think that this would be the end. I'm thinking. Now, Kim will fight for another season.
Of course.
Kim will try again another season because she needs that sweet, sweet TLC money coming in. But I don't think it's going to happen.
No,
I don't know, though. This could be the highest rated season.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Maybe.
She's going to have to talk about the DUIs then.
Yeah.
If they're going to get another season.
I mean, it's the same way that season 18 of Sister Wives was the highest rated because we're watching Christine leave. We're watching it all burn apart. People want to watch things burn down.
Mhm.
And this is this burning down.
Right. And it's the same thing as Sister Wives, where we've been watching it slowly burn from the beginning. So now we get the payoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe
But where do you go in the aftermath?
maybe they'll go the Brown family direction and we'll have a wedding next season.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
I am not interested in a season of Barry and Kim on a redemption tour. Not
Nope.
interested. Mm-mm.
It's coming.
That's what it will be if there is another season. And I'm not interested. Another thing is Olivia did say in the interview that we will meet her new boyfriend at the end of this season. So he will be on camera.
Good. Unlike Veronica Peters' witness protection program.
Yeah.
I'm still obsessed. Do I know someone in the witness protection program? I need to know this.
I kind of
Yeah,
think
she
that
is.
Kim is going to talk her out of that and that we're going to eventually see her.
Mm.
Yeah, Kim's like, we got to keep this.
Yeah,
And
I think
Veronica
there'll be a
Peters is
reveal.
like, I could buy TLC. My dad's like a high rolling real estate person in Florida. Maybe I'm making him richer than he should be.
I don't
but
know. She's got a ridiculous number of handbags, though. Mary Payne.
She's got money.
Yeah, she's got money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Suede.
I don't feel like Suede is a Florida thing. Could be
It
wrong.
was so lovely chatting Plathville
Yes.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
joining us.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats on the new pod.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Good stuff.
Yes.
It
So
feels like it's
exciting.
been much longer than it has been.
I think we were tracking that out. It's been about a month, and it felt longer for some reason. But yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love being able to hear your takes on other shows.
Yeah.
So this is fun.
Thank you.
Fun.
Yes, this was a lot of fun. I enjoy whenever we get together to recap something, so we'll have to do it again.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank
See you soon.
Thank
Take care, everyone.
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to Corey and Carly of Surviving Reality for joining us for this episode. Guys, Plathville is the best show on television right now. If you're not watching it and you're just listening to these recaps, go back and watch it. It is amazing. Also, if you'd like to support our show, please consider joining our Little Miss Recap Extra, where you get bonus content and ad-free content and a bunch of stuff. We're doing Love Off the Grid. We're doing Sister Wives each week. We're doing Love After Lockup. We did a bunch of Gypsy Rose stuff. Like, we just have a bunch of fun over there. You can subscribe through Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe through Supercast, or you can subscribe through Patreon. Thank you so much, and thanks for listening.